Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. Ours is a place where dreams take flight, voices are heard, and stories are shared. This is where cultures meet, connections are formed, and ideas are transformed into action. This is your destination for authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations. We're where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover our world of education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our USA Global TV channel and download our USA Global TV app. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. With heartfelt thanks to our executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, music scored by Yifei Tang from Cloud Road Music, creative direction by Paul Garcia, and I'm Alcini, and I'm very proud to be part of the USA Global TV and Radio family. So join us here at USA Global TV and Radio. Make us your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Thank you for being a part of our global community. Let's inspire together.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we provide world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Our show today is A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. Our topic is From Survival to Serenity, Reclaiming Joy in Stressful Modern Life. I'm Caroline Heward. I'm absolutely thrilled and honoured to be representing Dr. Jacalyn as your host for USA Global TV and Radio's flagship show, A Woman's Prerogative. I'm a TV presenter on the channel, and I have been with USA Global and TV for over 4 years now. And I'm also the resident therapist for the channel. A very warm welcome to our loyal viewers and our friends at E360 TV. Hello to all of our friends on our use of social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. I am joined always with a full-time panelist, Reverend Lydia Frigerius, all the way from Canada. But before we introduce her, I have something very special to share with you, and something that I feel very deeply honoured to be part of. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, our president and founder and visionaire of this channel, USA Global TV and Radio, is the proud recipient of the YouTube Silver Creator Award, achieving over 100,000 YouTube subscribers. The total actually is 106,500 subscribers for our first YouTube channel, and for our second YouTube channel, almost 37,000 subscribers. Thank you dearly to all of our subscribers. We love you and we are so happy that you are loving our channel. Let's bring out Reverend Frigerius, Lydia Frigerius. She is a TV presenter. She's an author of bilingual self-help books. She's a registered nurse and holistic nurse. She's an intuitive and spiritual healer, and she invented Miracle Mist, which is patent pending. She's also an advocate for free rights. Let's bring out our wonderful full-time panelist, Reverend Lydia Frigerius.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome. Please do share with our viewers a little bit about what you do and how you bring value to your clients.
Well, what I do is that people can call me. They do call me, and they actually share their life experience with me, because I do write the self-help books, and they want help in their journey. So what I do is that I help them on their personal transformational journey. I help them in introspection, mindfulness. I help them being compassionate to themselves in their self-discovery. And they learn to be a lot more curious about facts of life. And they find happiness, actually, through my books. I do help people that immigrate to Canada. I help them integrate in this beautiful country. And what I do is that, I also cleanse houses that have spirits, ghosts, call them whatever you want, I do that also. So not only do I help people in their journey, and I do weddings also since I am a reverend, but I help people in their environment get rid of bad energies. That is what I do.
Thank you so much, Reverend Lydia. And always wonderful to work with you on this platform because we share similar interests and we have similar views, which is always a pleasure because we're smiling at each other's shares because it's so resonating. For me, I help people bust their stress. How do I do that? I work with root cause therapy and chakra psychology, how the mind and body connects and what happens to the person physically, emotionally, mentally, behaviorally when there's an imbalance. And the imbalance is the symptom. So many people are walking around saying, I'm not stressed, but then in the next moment, they're complaining about a relationship, they're complaining about a physical ache and pain, or they're complaining about stress, anxiety, or depression. So if that's how it's showing up, that is how your stress is manifesting. And I help people break through the root cause of their stress by identifying where it originated from within their blueprint. I'm also a speaker and I'm a TV presenter here on this channel, and I also host my own expert show called Talking Heads, and I'm one of 5 expert presenters on the Talking Heads. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn, for sharing that on the channel. And I also have some really good news to share with you, something that was a bit of a surprise to me over the weekend. I had received an email announcing that I was an award finalist for Kern Cherry's International Power Up Awards, which is the Power of Living Legend Award, which is also a legacy builder for the top woman over 50 years old. I just about scraped that in terms of being over 50. I'm particularly proud of this because I wasn't expecting it, and it was my wonderful promoter that put me forward, nominated me for the award, and then I had quite an extensive nomination form application to fill in. So I wasn't expecting anything back. So I was really, really surprised. And it's always lovely when you receive that kind of a surprise. So thank you very much. And a big shout out to my promoter, Des O'Connor. Not the comedian, he's Black Des O'Connor. He's been looking after me in my speaking career since 2016. So a big shout out to Des. So let's move into our topic, because I'm really interested in exploring this because so many people are suffering. From survival to serenity, reclaiming joy in stressful modern life. Today's fast-paced life, many people are struggling and living in survival mode. They're juggling responsibilities and trying to stay silent amongst the constant change. Happiness and serenity come from within. How do we choose? How do we respond? How do we connect and find meaning from life experiences? Tonight, we're going to be exploring what it means to move from survival to serenity, what it means to reclaim our joy and live in our current stressful modern times. We will share insights, practices, personal reflections, how to cultivate inner happiness despite life's challenges. My question is always a key question, Reverend Lydia. What does serenity mean to you personally, and how is it different from happiness?
Serenity is being at peace. Whatever happens, you're at peace. You're at peace with yourself. You're at peace with your environment. You're at peace with those around you, and you don't care. Actually, that is serenity. You do not really care. When you get to a point where you have serenity, you know how to juggle life, because what people think about you, it does not matter anymore. That is serenity.
I'm really in agreement with you, and I'm nodding here like crazy, feeling, yes, I really do. endorse what you're saying, but there are times, and boy, have I had some times where it's been difficult, it's been challenging, and you have to cope with challenges. And one of the things I want to share with you is challenges of updates on my laptop and on my PC at home, where if the computer doesn't work, it causes me lots of problems. And what I mean by that is it just stops me in my tracks from doing anything. I reach out to my technical support, and I have a big, huge level of gratitude to my tech support, which is actually Microsoft. And I thought to myself, I may as well be with the company that actually have the software and the technology, because they're the ones that are going to sort out the problem. And the feedback that I had from a few people that I've worked with to sort out my challenges on the laptop and my PC are this: it's been such a pleasure to work with you and to help you sort out your computer, because this has made my day. Working with you has made my day. And I said, well, what is it that I did? What have I done? And their response has been unanimously, you made it easy despite the fact that you were in challenge. You've made it a joy to work with you. And I'm really frustrated. I'm very angry. I'm quite anxious because I can't get my laptop to work. And if I can't get it to work, I can't do my live shows. I've got the patience and the serenity within to be considered and full of gratitude to those people. And I think that that's a hardcore thing, that when we are highly challenged, that we can lose that sensitivity and push it on the other person because we are frustrated with something that we can't do. What are your thoughts about that, Reverend Lydia?
Well, my thoughts are exactly like they. My daughter worked, my two daughters actually work in customer service, and it is very difficult. Those are very difficult work. This is a very difficult work. And lots of them go into burnout because people have no gratitude for when they help them. Many people shout at them, many people swear at them, and people are very angry. So the important thing is that they are there to help us solve our difficulties, and that is what they say about me also. They say, I do not understand the kind of peace at which you are when we actually are solving a major problem that everyone goes berserk over, and you are the one actually telling us it's okay. Because the thing is that we should always be nice to them. That is the way it has to be. They help us. The journey is there. Their journey is not to be yelled at. Their journey is to give support. Why do we call that customer support? It's called customer support because they give us support. But when someone gives you support, you do not scream at them. You are not supposed to be angry at them because they are there to give you support. It is the same thing for us nurses. When we actually help a patient and they start screaming at us, they start throwing things at us, and we just can't help it but think, I am trying to help that person and they are turning against me. So customer support, whatever, being a police officer, anything like that, is difficult, and people do not have enough peace inside them to understand that when someone comes and helps you, you have to have gratitude. You're not there to be frustrated. You're there to listen and to hear their expertise.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Some really wise words. So really what I'm getting from what you're saying is serenity comes from inner stillness. It's an inside job rather than an external job. And one of the things that I like to say, especially when I'm having a challenge, so for instance, I've had a challenge with the boiler as well. I've had a leaking radiator. I've had the the radiator's not working and it's cold here in the UK. So we've just stepped into autumn, which is really like winter in the north of the country. So it's cold. And when the radiators don't work and you have a leaking radiator, which changes the pressure on the boiler, all hell can break loose. I've been calm and serene, and at the same time being open to admit it's not the person that picks up the call to help me, it's the situation that I'm not happy about. And if we focus on if a situation's not right and not working, then we can overcome our challenges by being in that serene space, and you'll be surprised how many people can help you. That serenity isn't sustainable in terms of happiness, can be fleeting. I feel that serenity can be sustainable when we have that inner calm. And serenity feels like acceptance. And at the same time, life isn't perfect, as I've just shared. So, serenity, deeper and steadier than happiness. So serenity is internal. What stops us from finding it? Reverend Lydia, what are your thoughts? What stops us from finding serenity?
People are looking for serenity outside. They're looking for serenity and they do not look for serenity from their inner source. They look for serenity from the outside in, which is totally ridiculous, because you will not find serenity elsewhere. You can be in a house full of chaos, and if you're at peace, you have serenity. Even my mother used to say, we were 6 children, and I was reading in the living room when everyone was talking and everything. And my mother used to say, they can drop a bomb beside you. You won't even see, won't even hear, you won't even notice that a bomb just went off, because I am at peace, and I was at peace. So the thing is that even as a young child, I was at peace inside. I was not looking for peace outside. I was looking for peace inside. So when we know that peace comes from the inside out, we know where to find it.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Very much more wise words and raising attention about it's not outside of us, it's within. I was one of those people, one of those children that was always seeking outside of me. And I had friends tell me, what is it you're looking for? What is it you're seeking? And I didn't have the answer. And I felt that there was external pressures. And we have external pressures on us, like the pressure of productivity, the comparison culture, financial stress, the uncertainty, and even now in today's modern times, digital overload, which brings us into a place of disconnection from nature, community, and ourselves. We actually have just reached the moment of our break. Can you believe it? That went really quickly. So we're just going to go for a very quick, short commercial break. Please come back, where we will look at why living in a world that glorifies busyness neglects balance. So we look forward to seeing you after the break, whether you're on the live or the replay.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful: The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives, by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio. A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. We have been exploring from survival to serenity, reclaiming joy in stressful modern life. Welcome back if you're here on the live or the replay. And welcome back to our wonderful full-time panelist, Reverend Lydia Fajirius, all the way from Canada. Thank you, Reverend Lydia Fajirius. What an exploration we are going through. And we left just before the break with a transition of living in a world that glorifies busyness and neglects balance. How can we begin to shift our mindset from external pressures to internal peace?
Well, we have to start by understanding why we should do it. Because if we do not understand why we should do it, there is no point in trying to find how to do it. So the thing is that we actually have to realize that finding peace actually is necessary in I'm sorry. Go back to your question, please.
That's okay. Finding inner peace. How can we shift our mindset from external pressures, so our external busyness, to moving into a place of inner peace?
Okay. Someone talked in my earphones. So I lost it. I'm so sorry. Well, that is it. We have to change our mindset, actually. The thing is that, people look outside and it is inside that it is happening. People go and they escalate mountains, huge mountains, and they go at the top of the mountain. They say, "Yeah, wow, I have peace." Well, they have to go up and they have to go down, but they cannot bring the peace from the mountain, actually. So the thing is that they think they have reached peace. But my grandfather again, who used to say it's progress, but my grandfather used to say, no matter where you are and you're looking at water flowing, no matter what kind of trip you took to see water flowing, the only thing that you're doing is that you're looking at water flowing. So it is the peace, the serenity that comes from looking at water flowing. So you can be in your same hometown and you can look at a brook with water flowing and be at peace. And you do not have to take a cruise and look at water going around you. If you actually can find serenity by looking at a brook in your street, you know the secret of serenity. The important thing is that you understand how to find serenity. I do not say not to travel, because travel, makes people more knowledgeable. But the thing is that you do not have to move around and climb mountains and do all kinds of challenges to find peace, because peace is just around the corner. Peace is already there. It is for you to grab peace.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Some really wise words there. And looking at what you're saying, it's really about awareness. It's about stepping into a place of knowing, an inner knowing, and noticing when you're in a survival mode, noticing when there are moments of stillness, and noticing when you're in a place of mindfulness. And you're absolutely right. That's one of the things that I share, that you don't need to go on top of a mountaintop or sit cross-legged in a room on your own and to get inner peace and inner serenity. You don't need to do those things. You can actually step into that place by being fully present. And in the space of being fully present, it's amazing, in that busyness culture that we seem to thrive in today's modern world, that we can become calm in our surroundings of busyness. So, what small daily practices can you suggest, Reverend Lydia, to reconnect, to calm? You've mentioned about watching water. I think that's amazing. I actually have some water fountains in my home. I have two, because one's very, very sprinkly, very like sort of, you can really hear the water, and one's quite soft. And it really does bring a sense of serenity when I hear them, because they have different sounds. And I also use candles and lavender oil, especially, to bring a calmer sense of environment, especially into a room that I'm sitting in with a client, or indeed when I'm in the living room sitting, on my own, or in the bedroom. So do you have any thoughts that you can share with our viewers in terms of what you would do? Because these are very simple things. Anybody can do these. They don't cost a lot of money, and yet at the same time they can be really effective with bringing you from that busyness into a calm state of mind.
I work with healing sounds. So you see, I have crystal bowls, I have copper bowls, and I work with sounds, all kinds of sounds that elevate the chakras, that actually activate the chakras. I do that. And I suggest that people go on YouTube, actually. If they do not have access to a person like me that does concerts, that does crystal bowl concerts, if they do not have access to someone like me, they can actually go on YouTube and find crystal bowl concerts. This brings a lot of peace. It elevates, it opens the chakras, it brings inner peace, and they do not have to pay a dime to see something like that. They just listen. A vibration is a vibration. It elevates the vibration. So they can do it from the comfort of their home. They can lie down, and they are safe. They are safe and sound, and they can elevate in that vibration and go in the vibration of joy, which is one of the highest vibration that is possible. So that is what I suggest to them.
Well, we really are on the same page, Reverend Lydia, because when I was living in London, I did a lot of sound journeys and a lot of gong baths, and I really do endorse that. And you've reminded me that it's something that I have missed, and in my new environment, in my new part of the country, there is no sound baths or sound healing journeys. And so I have been rushing off to London, especially on the new year, to do a sound concert, a Sanskrit mantra concert. But you've made me consider and think about the fact that I can just turn to YouTube. So thank you very much for that thought. I would also recommend a morning gratitude, or in the very moment that somebody does something or says something that feels good, or is congratulating you, or is anything that you would like to say thank you for, but sometimes we forget to say thank you, is to say thank you, to be in a place of gratitude. In my personal self-development days, we used to say the words, be in an attitude of gratitude. And I think that that's a really wise mantra to have, because when we are grateful, when we thank the person for something they've done, or something they've given, or something they've said, it moves us into a different space of feeling good, and the other person feels good as well. So let's move on to choosing one mindful meal a day, practicing slow living. What are your thoughts about, what do you think that happiness also depends on?
Happiness depends on having gratitude. If you are capable of finding three just simple gesture of gratitude during your day, you will be able to find happiness. I have lost a very dear friend last week, buried him on a Friday. And my friend was a happy person. He died suddenly, just like that, no sign, no nothing. He died suddenly. And Howard was always happy. Howard knew what gratitude was. And the thing that comes to my mind is that he actually took every moment of his life saying thank you to life for his family, for his friends, for his parents, for his wife, for everything. And also, today is Thanksgiving Day in Canada. So we have to have gratitude for everything that we have received. Everything.
Wow, happy Thanksgiving. I didn't realize that. That's wonderful. Well, how could I have chosen something that was so right for Canada's Thanksgiving Day? Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. Because Thanksgiving, it's a really typical example of being in a state of gratitude. Everything is about gratitude on Thanksgiving. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. So, meaning, structure to serenity connects us to something beyond ourselves. It gives us purpose and it gives our life a heartbeat. In what ways can gratitude help us from survival thinking in a more serene state of being? Just what you've shared there with the fact that you've lost a very dear friend. And I'm very sorry, and I really appreciate you sharing your authenticity there and your vulnerability, because it's not easy when you lose somebody that's close to you, and especially in such a short space of time. Gratitude rewires the brain, and it allows us to focus on abundance rather than lack, and it actually softens the stress. It opens the space for appreciation, and it helps us move into a space of our heart where we can connect much more easily and step out of the busyness. So how can self-compassion help with reclaiming joy when we feel overwhelmed? And I'm just looking at the clock and we're literally almost out of time. So let's share a quick one with this, Reverend Lydia. How can self-compassion help us reclaim joy when we feel overwhelmed?
When we feel overwhelmed, we have to just stop and just stop thinking. We just take the minute and we just breathe 1 minute at a time, and that is it. If we cannot do more than that, that is okay. When we're overwhelmed, we are overwhelmed, and the only answer is that it is okay. Everything will be fine eventually.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Please do share with our viewers how they can reach you and the best way to contact you.
Well, they can reach me at 1-514-582-6882, either for programs that have to do with my books, 111 Reflection for Thy Earth Odyssey, Tome 1 and 2. They can actually reach me. For people that speak both English and French, it is the same thing. And I do programs in French also. They can also contact me for healing sounds. I do them with crystal bowls, copper bowls. I can help them with that also. So they can reach me at greatdivinemother@gmail.com and on amazon.ca or .com for my books. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Lydia. And you can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk, or call me on, if you're international, +44. If you're local, 07523 120 189. A massive thank you to our wonderful full-time panelists, Reverend Lydia, Virgiris, and also our wonderful producer and visionary extraordinaire behind the scenes, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. We have, and you can reach me, as Dr. Jacalyn just showed, on LinkedIn. Please connect with me and follow me on LinkedIn and also Facebook. We have been exploring serenity tonight. It isn't the absence of struggle. That's important. And I hope that we've stressed that it's not about the absence. It still happens. We still have challenges to deal with. But it's the presence of being aware and the presence of compassion. It's the acceptance within it when we slow down and reconnect to what truly matters. We begin to shift from survival. We begin to shift into a place of living. Serenity is not found as a perfect life. It's cultivated, and it's in moments of gratitude, in courage, a courage to rest and responding with love instead of fear. Also, wherever you are tonight, take one deep breath. Release the weight of the day, because peace begins with you. Thank you so much for joining us for A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. If you've enjoyed our show, whether you're on the live or the replay, please subscribe to USA Global TV and Radio and be part of the global family, bringing hope, education, inspiration, and storytelling. It's available on Amazon Fire, Roku, Android, Apple TV, TikTok, and many more. Thank you so much to our wonderful full-time panelists, Reverend Lydia Virgiris, and to Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck behind the scenes doing all the Wizzy effects. And thank you to our audience, and thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you next week, Monday, at 7 p.m. British Summer Time and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you very much to all of you for listening and sharing with us the success of USA Global TV and Radio. Bye-bye for now, and over to our sponsors.
Which of these 5 statements sounds mostly like you? 1. I often wake up in the middle of the night worrying about my future. 2. I'm angry or resentful towards a specific person. 3. I have anxious, obsessive, compulsive thoughts throughout the day. 4. I have an addiction like smoking, drinking, shopping, sugar, or social media. And 5. I feel that I'm wasting away my life. Hello, I'm Dr. Alkistis Agio, and for over 25 years, I've been coaching and training people from all over the world to transform their fears, insecurities, anxiety, and anger into mental and emotional freedom. I'm confident that my simple 3-step method based on Greek philosophy can help you to transform into the joyful, confident, free human being that you deserve to be. I want to invite you to join my weekly online coaching group to finally get the results that you want. Look, you've tried it alone so far, and you've had some okay results. But let's face it, you're still feeling stuck right now, spinning your wheels. Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Now, unless you realize this as a fact, that you are a prisoner of your own mind, you can't move forward. I'm here to support you, as well as the whole community that we are co-creating. Stop feeling stuck. Stop feeling depressed. You don't have to do it alone, and alone isn't working anyway. Sign up today, and I'll meet you on the inside of our amazing weekly group call. I guarantee that you'll make progress from the very first session.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA-Global-TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.